and rising Sagittarius. You know, bomb over here, okay? Whoop. I'm always the winner. Come on, Pie. Whoop, you can make it. You can make it. Come on, Pie. Yay! You did it. My boy did it. Okay, it was a little bit steep, and it's when my chin is freezing. God went through all of that because I want to show you this. Tell me this is not breathtaking. Again, maybe not much to the people that have plants, a plethora of plants and flowers around them, but to a person like me, you know how I always talk about structure, and I just feel like when you have a structured schedule, you just get so much more done. Guys, let me tell you, I wasn't always like this. I used to wait till last minute, and I want to be honest, I still sometimes, or sometimes more than others, procrastinate. That is something that I'm always working on, but I got much better. With that being said, I want to share my process that has helped me for the last couple of months. I want to say more, but really just, I feel like once you get into this momentum, it took me a couple of months to get to this momentum that I'm discussing with you guys. Doing things early in the morning, like first thing in the morning. If you can knock out the hardest thing first thing in the morning, you won the day. And here's why. Because once you start, first of all, a couple of things. I'll give you the analogy of making up your bed in the morning. And if you don't make up your bed, you should. Because you make up your bed in the mornings, you show yourself that you have the ability to complete something. Research has discussed the probabilities of you continuing the momentum once you start. So I believe that it really helps. I've always been brought up like that, but I find that some people, you know, we all have different rules in our household, but try it. Another one is keeping your room clean. Now, that's something that I cannot wait. My room is clean, but I need to move a lot of stuff, get rid of a lot of things, and make way for the new things that I have going on right now, currently in my life. Doing the hardest thing first. Now, I find, and what's been really, it's so uncanny, right? Because you think to yourself, okay, I have more time later, I'll do it later. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like when you do it early in the morning, you get it done, something, you start the rest of the day is celebrated. So what I've been doing to keep me on a momentum of less procrastination and getting more gains. And now, mind you, I you know how I feel about this team soft life here. After I do my morning routine, I like to make sure that I make time to journal while I have my coffee. And once I'm finished doing that whole process, I get to it. I take out my laptop. Most times I sit at my desk, or I go to the library. However, I choose my workspace to be for that day, depending on what I'm doing or what I'm aiming to achieve. I allot time to get there, and I just get it done. It's like a no-brainer, because it takes time to gain a momentum. When you stop a routine and you know start another routine that's kind of lousy, away from your productivity, be kind to yourself. You don't just, at first it's excitement, but you don't just really get a momentum until, I find, when you do it even when you don't want to. Like, even when you're tired, even when you're feeling blind, you do it anyway. That's when you really can see the momentum, in my opinion. Benji has me tangled. Okay. Look how cute my baby is. You gotta let him know. Pour up. Surprise me, because you figure, like, okay, I have this momentum, I might as well like pile it on. No, absolutely not. You're going to be very tempted to. I could tell you numerous occasions that I've tried this method, and sometimes it's a win. I would say do the thing that you chose to do for that day. I'm specifically talking about the hardest thing. And after you do all the other things that you had on your list to do as well, if you have time to do or start the other thing, then do it. Trying to cram Too many things on your calendar could leave you not only drained but disappointing, and you'll take away that feeling of success from yourself after you actually achieved your list. You know what I mean? You're going to be focusing on, oh man, I didn't finish that project, when actually you did finish the project. You just chose to pick up another project. Have an open mind that you may or may not finish this project, but it's still a win because you started something. But I have learned that once you start a project, to see it through, because if you're anything like me, I know for a long time, like, I'll start this project, it just becomes overwhelming. It becomes overwhelming because now you feel like you have all these things to do and you didn't get back to anything, and you don't want that type of feeling. We want the feeling of success. If this was satisfying to you, if you found any pointers of where you can implement this in your life, let me know. Stay blessed, stay in peace, and stay empowered. Papa, say later. Oh, he said later.